recording. All right. Hey, we're recording our first episode of Average Joe's 2.0, and we're entitling this Reboot. So,
Reboot. Well, I mean, Average Joe's 2.0. Do you really need the reboot? Isn't that redundant?
Maybe, but you can't see this, but we're just black borders right now. I mean, we are like just like raw. This is raw.
Bro, this is that condom-free sex.
So
since we're not live, I can feel like I can say things and you can edit it out. Sorry, I'm going to give you extra work to do. There's going to be so many parts where you were just talking and then it kicks off me and then it cuts back and we're just both laughing.
Right. Yeah. You know that your microphone's not working, right?
Yeah, I'm just holding it because it's fun.
Okay. All right. So, all right.
Nothing's real anymore.
We have taken Average Joe's and we've like stepped back like 15 years. I mean,
yeah, man.
Right. We got no flashy pop-ups. We have no scrolling text. We have no sound effects.
I want two boxes. I want two middle-aged men in a square box. That's discussing life.
So and so let's talk about that, right? So we discussed this. I kind of put it out on the Facebook. We have decided to pivot, right? We're going to pivot a little bit.
I love you calling it the Facebook, man.
We on the Facebook we put it out. We're pivoting. We're basically putting political rhetoric aside, right? I mean, let's talk about that. What our experience. I mean, Nate, how long did we do Average Joe's talking about politics?
Off and on, 10 years?
Yeah, it's been a long time, right? And the world has gotten stupid.
Yeah. And Merle, I'm there. I mean, I get why people don't care. I get why when you get to that age and it's like, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. Right.
Yeah. So we got tired, man. And, I don't know if it was a God thing or what, but one day I was thinking, Nate and I had chatted off and on. You came over. We ate some Joe pizzas a couple weeks ago, or maybe been a couple months ago. Shout out to Joe's Pizza on East Dayton. Yeah. And we were like, you know what? I was like, I want to reboot Average Joe's, but we want to change things up. And I think I called you or texted you, right? And I was like, hey, what do you think about?
Yeah, you called me. It was like 3 a.m. You called me in the middle of the night, and I was like, Merle, are you all right? And you were like, I'm in a panic. I'm sweating. And you were like, dude, I've had a vision. I just want to be a normal dude. And I was like, sure, we can do that. You were like, let's do a Reboot 2.0 Supreme. And I was like, absolutely. Let's just be guys.
Let's be guys, right? And let's talk. And we're going to talk about our life, right? Raising.
A lot of sex.
I've been married 30 years. There's no sex.
We're going to be talking about a lot of sex. I didn't say that there's going to be a lot of sex.
We can talk. We're not going to talk about sex. We're going to talk about our lives in general, but we're kind of focusing on guy things and then
things like Bud Light trans.
Right. No, we're not going to talk about Bud Light trans.
Oh, okay.
But we are going to talk about, you've got a daughter that is in college, and she's a tween, right? She's preteen.
Yes, Mary Ellen, she just turned 12, and Carson returned home today from UC actually for the summer. So
okay,
she's actually leaving, and on May 10th she's going to be going to Europe for a month to study abroad, as the intellectuals say.
Yes.
She's going to be spending a couple weeks in London and a couple weeks in Berlin. So
cool.
Yeah, very excited for her.
Yeah, sweet.
But yeah, go on. Whatever.
No.
You were saying,
You've got two daughters. One's in college and one's a tween. And I have one daughter
too, who's a girl.
We got dogs. I got a girl dog.
I have a daughter.
Yeah. So you've got that. You've got two daughters and a dog daughter. I've got a daughter who is 16. I call her TG, the girl, and then Paisley May, my 9-month. I think she might be 10-month-old. American bully who is a girl. So we're going to talk about our lives and our experiences as middle-aged men and throw in the daughter stuff. But I got to tell you, as we kick this back and forth, we talked about it. I also talked about it with my family because I wanted to let them know that I was going to be I always talk about Renee, right? I mean, that's a given, but I let Carissa know. Shout out. Woot. But I was talking to Carissa about it, and I got a lecture, Nate. I think I might have told you this. She goes, because I told her, I said, Nate and I, we're going to talk about, we're rebooting Average Joe's. We're not going to talk politics. I mean, we might talk some local politics, but not like we used to. That's not what the show is going to be about, right? But I told her, I said, we're going to talk about, being dads to teenage daughters. And she goes, oh, I think it's just awful that you two have to exploit your children.
Hey, no. First of all, you're putting too much sass on. I don't think she said it.
Oh yeah, dude. Like there was a lot of sass. She's 16, man. It was some sass ass, is what that was.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
Yes. Dad, I can't believe you two are going to exploit your daughters because you've got a failing podcast and you're trying to figure out how to make it, work and get views and likes and thumbs up, and the Facebook it's not working for you, so you're going to exploit us. And I said, okay, if that's how you feel.
Yeah, Merle, the funny thing is about that is what we might do is we might discuss what it's like being a dad.
Right.
It's not even about you, so get it out of your head. We don't even care about you. In fact, we'll change their names. It's Rebecca and Carly. Those are our daughters. Rebecca, Carly, and Bethany.
Right. Yeah, we're not even give them any props, right?
Yeah. We're occasionally we will discuss what it's like being a dad and having to, just be a dad and handle those things as a teenage daughter, and it's not fun. And we can come at it from two different views. I'm a single dad, and I'm, unfortunately handling a lot of weird things that I just don't understand girls, dude.
Right.
And like a baby girl, like a 12-year-old girl who's about to become like a woman.
Right.
Bro, she killed me the other day. She was like, you know what? Sometimes I don't want you to fix my problems. I just want you to listen to me, Dad. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what kind of emotional maturity is that at that age? What is that?
All right. That's hilarious.
So yeah, we're just going to talk about dads and maybe get some of our frustrations out and share our joys and some of our wins and our losses, and talk about grass, the lawn care industry, not even the industry, just our independent lawns. I don't give a bleep about your lawns.
Right.
But I did get some, I hit up the, what's it called? Not the nursery.
Oh,
last weekend and grabbed some blue fescue and some bushes to plant around, and a couple of Japanese some kind of Japanese bush that grows tall and thin. So yeah, man, I'm so excited for the weather to warm up. Merle, I cannot tell you, bro, I am embracing this middle-aged dad thing.
Right.
It's just the coolest thing ever.
Right.
I have no desire to leave my house. I have no desire to. I mean, I go out and do things with friends and stuff, but like I'm just like, I want to take care of my homestead and just stay at home and play video games or read a book or watch a movie with the little one or talk. Me and Mary have been doing puzzles. When's the last time you did a puzzle, Merle Cox?
Oh my gosh, long time.
Bro, let me suggest something for you and to anybody who watches this down the line. A really good exercise to do with your child and your significant other, if you will, and whoever's in your household, is to get a puzzle and maybe like a 500 piece. It takes like about an hour and a half, couple hours. But it's awesome because at first people are hesitant to it. And then you just say, hey guys, I got a puzzle. We're going to all sit around and do it. And they'll be on the couch. They're like, no, it's so dumb. And then all of a sudden they just come over. They're like, what are you doing? And then you see them like slowly grab a piece and like connect it. And it's just like, what? And then next thing you know, everybody's sitting around the table, dude. And it's like it's 1948. And everybody's hanging out post World War II, 1956. And people are just doing puzzles and you're talking. And man, me and Mary had a great, we put a puzzle together last week. And we were I put on a Tetris, the video game Tetris. Yeah. The sound to that, I put on like a disco DJ like funk mix on Spotify to it, and then we just listened to Tetris music and we put a puzzle together and we talked about life and we talked about how life can be a puzzle and we talked about how you know, when you take your time and you try and, you know, if you try and force something that doesn't fit in your life, it's not going to look right and the puzzle's off. But then when you find the right piece and it goes together and the picture looks pretty. But it's fun. So I suggest that for you guys, if you're looking for a Dad Tip 101, if you're looking for a way to connect with your kid, just it's fun to do an old school puzzle and just sit down and talk, and you just sit there and you do it together and you laugh. And but yeah, we've been doing some puzzling here at the Near Homestead.
Nice. Well, while you've been puzzling, I have been trying to teach my teenage daughter how to drive because she's got her temps and she starts driving school on Monday, the 1st. So
yeah, she got her temps a couple months ago, didn't she?
Yeah, she got it after a couple days after Christmas. She got her temps. So, you know, I mean, she's got well over 50 hours because, you know, the state of Ohio requires you to have 50 hours of driving before you can even think about applying for your license. So you have to, you know, sign an affidavit that says, right, she's got 50 hours. So we've done that. But I tell you, it's what's funny, Nate, and I don't know where you were when your oldest was ready to drive, but you know, there was this cycle that we went through, right? So she got her temps, and for about 2 weeks I could tell her, right, how to drive. You know, here's the things that you do. But after 2 weeks, we're driving down the road and I'm like, hey, you know, this is a residential area, the speed limit's 25, you might need to slow down. Dad, I know how to drive. You don't have to tell me to slow down. Yeah. You know, I mean, that's what I got when I would be like, hey, you know, that light's red, you might want to stop. Dad, I know how to drive. And I said, so after like several times of that, I looked and I said, you understand, you've been driving 2 weeks. I've been driving over 35 years. You don't know how to drive. You're learning how to drive. So listen to this. This is the icing on the cake here. So you know our driveway. Our driveway comes off the road and it kind of goes down, and you make a right into the driveway.
It could be it could be a treacherous driveway if you don't drive down it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Or if you think you're Bo and Luke Duke, Bo and the Dukes, because she comes in hot. She's like that down, and it's like boom. And I'm like, coming in hot. You know, she's turning. Dad, I know how to drive. I'm like, you're coming in too hot. You're coming in too hot. Well, the other day, right, I need to take her to the mall. So we drive out to the mall. She didn't want to drive, so I drove. We go into Dick's Sporting Goods, and she gets what she wants. And we come out, and I look at the car, and I'm like, oh my God, somebody sideswiped my car. There's like this what looks like white paint on the passenger side. So I'm looking around, and I'm seeing cameras. I'm like, oh hell no! I'm calling 911. I'm like, do. She's like, Dad, no, don't call the police. Mom told me not to tell you, but I hit the side of the garage. And Mom said not to tell you. So that's what that is. And I'm like, oh, really? So I was talking to Renee, and she's like, yeah, she came in a little hot. And I'm like, you know, I mean, Dad knows what he's talking about. I've told her she's coming in hot, but not only did she not listen to me, Nate, now Renee starts this thing where let's just not tell Dad. Okay. So let's not tell Dad that, you know, now he's got to fix the garage door because the paint's off it. Now there's paint on the side of the car. I got to buff it out. It's so thick on there, I can't rub it out. I mean, so yeah, that's what I'm doing. You're having a good time, right? Putting puzzles together, and I'm out there risking my life trying to teach this young driver how to drive so that she is a decent driver.
Well, you know what, Merle? I say we get a couple T-shirts made, and we hashtag don't tell TG
Dad
and Mom, and you just do things by yourself. You go have fun and spend money, and
right.
It'll be your little secret.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Let's not tell Dad. Gosh.
Yeah.
Now, okay. Now, give me a time where you and Carissa did something, and like, when was your first don't tell Mom about this experience with your daughter?
Oh man, I have to think a little bit. Well, we have quite a bit of those because, you know, Nate, I'm kind of a pushover, and you know, I grew up poor, so
bro,
you know,
yes.
So when Carissa wants something, I tend to get it for her, but I always tell her, I'm like, I won't say don't tell mom because that's a lie, right? I mean, I'm like,
Right. It's
listen,
just
let's just
it's unspoken.
right. So when you go inside, don't go flaunt the new shoes in mom's face, right? Hey, look what dad bought me. Just walk in, take them to your room. So, it's the same thing, right? But at least I'm trying to be a little more manipulative and cover it up a little better than just a
Dude, it's got to be like I would like to talk to a single dad, right?
yeah,
Of a boy,
right,
because if I had a boy and I was a father, I would have no problem like not buying them things
right,
when they say, "Hey, I want this," and I
right.
would have no problem, toughening them up and saying, "No, you don't get things unless you work for it," and saying, "Hey, you don't always get what you want," and teaching them little lessons like that.
Right.
But when your little girl comes up
Right.
and she's just like, "Dad, I was thinking," and I'm happy, very thankful because Mary Ellen is I don't know if I don't Merle, I don't know, and I don't care. I don't know if she's like so smart that she's like conscious of like the things that she says. We have a really good relationship. We spend 24 hours a day together, but I think she might be manipulating me.
No, a teenage daughter manipulating her father? Say
Well,
it's
she was
not
sitting there.
so.
She texted me the other day and she was just like, "I love you, Dad, and thank you so much you do for our family and everything you do for people in your life." And I was just like,
Oh,
"Thank you, sweetheart. That's so
oh.
kind." And I was just like, I was just waiting. I'm like,
What's coming?
I don't know what it is, but it's coming,
Right.
and Dad's gonna fall for us. So, yeah, dude, I don't know what it is about girls, man. They just
Yeah,
when
I
you're
know.
bro, but like I feel like moms, but I don't know. I need to talk to some moms, like
Yeah,
single moms of daughters and single moms of sons, because is a mother son like do they will mom a single mom spoil a son because the mother son relationship is kind of like the father daughter relationship,
right.
or if they have a daughter and they're a single mom, will they train them more to kind of be like a strong independent woman, just like, hey, you got to like take care of yourself, and you can't depend on somebody. So that would be a fun, interesting
Yeah,
social experiment to kind
yeah,
of
right.
talk about.
So, we'll do the obligatory social media thing. Comment down below, right? Tell us your experience. Let us know. We kind of want to know. That's a good question. I don't know. But look, I don't envy you being a single dad to daughters. I, dude, you've got. I mean, you have crowns in heaven. I mean, a whole room full already because I tell you, this is not an easy journey. That's all I'm going to say now because I've got so many stories that we're going to talk about, and they come every day, right? I mean, it's always
Right.
something new. So, but yeah, good on you. I don't know how you do it. God bless
Well,
you.
I do it because I have a lot of help. I have a great
Yeah,
family and a great support system, and but it's just interesting being, you have Renee to, well, first of all, Renee keeps you in check and she keeps Chris in check.
right, right.
So you have that balancing there. And how many times has it been awesome when, bro, you're out on the top of the key, right? You got the ball.
Yep,
You're
yep,
dribbling. Oh, there goes Whiskey. She's trying to get a bird.
yep.
Um, when you're dribbling the ball, right, and the defender's on you, and Chris is up on you, and she's like, "Dad, I want this phone. Dad, give me a phone.
Right,
Dad," and
right,
she's playing defense, and you're trying to score, and then all of a
right,
sudden you just, you throw it to Renee, and Renee goes up and dunks it like,
right. Like a
no,
champ, right?
yeah,
Michael
like
Jordan,
not happening.
right?
So that's the only thing that I wish I had another adult female in my life that was there so that
Yeah,
I could throw. I want to alley oop and like slam dunk on our kids. Like that would be awesome.
right, right.
I feel like my mom and dad. There were
Yeah,
so many times growing up. My mom and dad. I feel like they got secret enjoyment out of
right,
telling us like, I don't know, go ask your mom. Well, what'd your dad say? Well, what'd your mom say? And then at
right.
the end of the day, it's
Knowing,
just like, no.
right? Yeah, knowing what's going to happen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you, and it does make it. And you're right. The support system helps because, as you know, my 80-year-old mother, right, lives in my basement.
Mhm.
It's a nice basement, so I mean, like she's down there, like in the dark and
Yeah,
on.
it's you decided to waterproof it last winter for, right?
I did. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I
for like 2 years, she
no,
was complaining about like the
no, she,
mildew, and then
No, she wasn't. So but and she spends a lot of time with Carissa, and she takes Carissa places and does things that allows Renee and I to go out of town. But so you're right, that it is nice to have a support system even when you're married, because it just makes things so much easier, for sure.
Hey, so driver's license.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Carson started driving, that
Yeah.
was it. I don't know why. Maybe because I knew that she kind of just understood responsibility a little bit more. But she was already a responsible kid and was a little bit worried about like getting in trouble, like
Oh,
paranoid in. And so she
right.
was pretty good. Now, once she got her license, that paranoia went away real quick. She had no problem
No
doing her own
fear. No.
thing and making a couple bad decisions. But yeah, so I took her to get her license. I'll never forget it. We got pictures. It was just awesome. She was sitting there and she's got her license and big smile. And so
Yeah.
I let her drive home, obviously, and we're driving home. And we get home and she's like, "Hey, can I take the car out for a little bit?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, what are you going to do?" She's like, "I don't know, like go get Starbucks or something." And I was like, "All right, how long are you going to be gone?" And she's like, "About like an hour and a half." And I was like, "Okay." And she was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Hey, you got your license." I said, "Go ahead." I said, "Don't wreck my car. I got to go to work tomorrow."
Right.
So she drives and she comes back like an hour later, and she comes in and I'm like, "Oh, that was kind of quick. I figured you'd be out for 3 hours, like any." But I'm thinking like when we were teenagers, like we got the car, like we're gone. You're
Right.
gonna have to beg us to come back. So yeah, she comes back and then she tells me last year, like years later, this is what she was a sophomore. She was like, "So you remember the first day I got my license?" I said, "Yeah." And she says, "Well, I was driving up by the green and I pulled out in traffic and I almost hit somebody and I panicked and I like hit the gas and I almost hit somebody else. And then I like turned left and just like pulled off into a parking lot." And she goes, "I sat there for like a half hour and just like decided if I should call you to come up." And I was like, "Well, I didn't have a car. Like that's the whole thing." So she goes, "Then I drove back home and I was real safe and I was going so slow." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, that's the way it is." So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably a lot of those stories in my future, but so yeah, I have to say this is very worrisome. I mean, her being 16, I did put her in a really good driver school right out there in Kettering, off of Far Hills. There's that PDS school. It's really hard to get
okay.
into. So I mean, it's very expensive, but again, we go to do the final paperwork right, at the office there, and we walk in and all our little friends are doing driver's ed online. Now I don't know how you do driver's ed online, but right, she's like, so she goes in there and she sees all these kids coming in for their driver's school, and as we're going out after we finish the paperwork, she goes, "I don't know why I can't do driver's ed just like my friends and just do it online. I didn't know I was going to have to take it with all these kids." I said, "Hey, listen, this is a very expensive school. It's like 3 times more than online, and you're actually going to learn how to drive. So,
Right,
here's
right, right.
here's your
Yes, yes, yes,
choices.
yes.
You can either not go and not get your license, or you can go and get your license." I mean, we're talking about a 2,000-pound vehicle here. I mean, it's a weapon. Let's make no mistake. It's a weapon. So after I told her that, I'm like, "Go ahead, pick. No driver school, no license, driver school, license." She kind of chilled out a little bit, but then I got a $25 refund from them because of some work that I do with some local folks here, and in cash. Here we go. I slipped it to her and was like, "Hey, you want to go to Target?"
Bro, I thought you would use that to go get some ammo or something.
Yeah.
You got a $25 refund. Nobody knew about it, and you didn't take
I,
advantage of that.
I didn't. I gave it to her. We went to Target and she bought some crap. So when Renee,
So,
hopefully Renee doesn't watch this. She doesn't know.
no, Ray doesn't care about us.
She doesn't
What do
care about
you
us.
just like yeah, that's how that works. So are you going to? Is she going to be driving one of your guys' cars? Are you going to get her a car?
So listen to this.
She did. That's why I brought it up. Go ahead.
Listen to this. So my mother has like a 2018 Hyundai with like 30,000 miles on it. And
Yeah, I drove. That's where we went to get Joe's Pizza.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
So
nice car. Yeah.
nice little car. And so she has said like a year ago, she said, hey, listen, when I stop driving, I want to give the car to Carissa. So I'm like, hey, it's her car. She can do whatever she wants. I'm already on the title. So if she like dies today, they've got this thing that just like rolls over to me already. So basically it's in my name. So we're having a conversation the other night with Renee, and Renee's like, well, when you start driving, you're going to drive the Ford. And the Ford's got like 117,000 miles on it. It's a 2005. It's hit a couple garages apparently now. So I looked at Renee and I said, hey, wait a minute. I said, Mom said that, she's going to give Carissa her car. She goes, well, she's not going to drive a car. It's better than mine. I'm like, whoa, hold on. I said, you told me you wanted to drive that car until the wheels fell off. That's your, I got to be quiet. She's in the other room. That's the decision you made. You're an adult. If you want to go out and get a new car, you get a new car. Mom gave her car. That's up to mom. We can't. I mean, that to me, that's kind of a bad move to be like, no, psych. We're keeping the car and you're driving this one. I'm like, yeah, she's going to have a newer car than us, but it's safer. It's smaller. I'm more comfortable with her driving it, and Mom gave her the car. So I don't know where that has, because we kind of left it at like that. So I don't know where we are with that. So don't bring it up.
I got a solution for you.
Okay.
You don't even ask her. Are you on Renee's car? Are you on the title?
You know what's funny? I think they're backwards. My Jeep's in her name. Her Ford's in my name. It's crazy. I mean, we don't care, right? So
go, get away, go. So I think you should take her car, trade it in, and get her a nice new car.
Right? Cadillac.
And then I don't know about a Cadillac. Would Renee like? I mean, get it like an Escalade. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go trade in her car.
Yeah.
And get a nice Cadillac SUV, and just come home with it in the driveway and surprise her, and then just be like, I love you so much. Thank you. You deserve this. And thank you. And you drove that car till the wheels fell off. And you know what? The wheels have fallen off. Okay. You know what? And we were able to help somebody else get a used car at a good car, and just, sell it to her, and don't even ask her. Just do it.
Right.
And then, Chris won't be driving a cooler car than her. And then bam, Carissa gets her nice, safe car. And Renee gets her new car, and once again, Dad gets stuck with his old Jeep. Well, you got that new Jeep, didn't you?
Oh no, that's a 2011, brother. That thing's old,
bro. That's not the most. Oh my gosh, a 2011 Jeep Wrangler. Was a Jeep Wrangler, right? Like loaded.
Huh? 2-door. No, it's 2-door, no power.
Oh my gosh, a 2011.
I know.
Some of us are out there driving 2007 cars, okay, Merle? So not every, you know what? You can just relax on it's a 2011, I drove this car when Obama was in office.
It's an old car. It is. It's old. And it's only got 70,000 miles because I don't drive. I mean, I drive it back and forth to work, and it was the Dare Jeep at the local police department, Beaver Creek Police Department, for 2 years.
Yeah, why don't you sell it to me then? It's only got 70,000 miles.
It's only got 70,000 miles on it. No, but I
sell it to me.
I just put a brand new transmission in that thing, dude. Talk about a dad moment. Oh my!
Sell it to me.
It's got a lot of life left. I want that car.
I know. Hey dude, dad, and then you go get yourself a new Tesla truck.
Oh, I would love that. Oh, I would love to have a Tesla.
Dude, those things are so awesome.
Oh,
those are amazing.
I mean, I'm not into the whole let's save the earth thing. I think they're cool because apparently you can I hear you can upload sound files and stuff and make them fart.
Yes. You can do all that, and it's stainless steel. It's bulletproof.
Yeah, right.
The windows are shatterproof, and it just, bro. I would love to get one of those. It's probably gonna be $100,000, but
right. It's only money. Who cares? Yeah. It's only money.
Yeah, at this point, we might just sell our house, and then I'll buy an RV and a Tesla truck, and we'll just drive around the country. That's where we are.
That's where we are. So we've already been at this for it's like 30 minutes, so I don't think we should go much longer. But this is kind of, I think, the new format, right? We're gonna just sit around, talk about guy stuff, our life, That way I can cut some little shorts in there and put those up. Right.
Yep.
Do
We're going to
some
talk about
editing.
guy things. We're going to talk about sex. We're going to talk about boobs. We're going to talk about everything that you want. A nice, fine booty.
We're not,
And you can't cut any of this out, Burl, because
we
you're
are
going
not.
to get rid
Hey,
of
look,
that truck, remember.
dude, I'm not. The first here comes plus size Paisley. I'm not cutting any of this stuff out. This is going to be raw. For Average Joe's 2.0, episode 1. We'll just title it Raw. It's raw, but I'm going to tell you, this is a family show. We're not talking about sex.
How do you think families get started, Merle? I mean, if you're going to talk about a family, you've got to talk about how it starts.
We'll just assume everybody knows how that works, the birds and the bees. So,
well, yeah, but you know the finer things about it. Yeah, man. Yeah, we're just gonna do this, and we'll, no schedule as of right now. Just kind of whenever I text Merle and say, "Hey, I got funny things to tell you about life," or he texts me. So, yeah, we might just do it like this instead of live, and then maybe eventually go to live and. Maybe do one like this a week and then 3 lives per morning. But yeah, who knows?
Who knows? We're not very consistent, but yeah. So cool, buddy. All right. Fantastic.
All right, brother. Well, good catching up with you. And
you too, my friend. Have a great day.
Again,
enjoy the lawn work. I did mine today because it was supposed to rain this weekend. So I was able to knock that out the park. So
I need to do mine, but so my lawnmower, my zero turn that I had this year, we started running it, and bang!
Wait, hold on.
Engine blew.
You've got a zero turn. You had a zero turn.
Yeah.
What the hell? You were talking about a G being 2011 B being dude, a zero turn. Those are mega expensive.
Well, not when you're poor, Merle, and you find a good deal and you hustle and you work overtime and you just to get your lawnmower. So you enjoy your cool Jeep Wrangler and your new Cadillac Escalade. That's really awesome, bro. So yeah, let me brag about my 2006 Toro real quick for you. It's cool, man. I'm sorry. That's all right. I literally live on the other side of the tracks, and you live over there in nice Beaver Creek. And,
yeah.
I'm on the other side. I'm on the other side of the tracks in Moraine. My little bankrupt city down here.
You're killing me, man.
Yeah, dude, I started up my zero turn, and boom, the engine blew.
Oh,
big hole in the side. So yeah, I just picked up my trailer and my zero turn, and boy. Changing the oil tomorrow, new air filter. We're about to.
So, did you get a new lawnmower, or did you have yours rebuilt?
No, so the mower that we had. Hey. So the mower. There's a dog next door, and she always goes back there and messes with her. Man, the mower that we have, Vanguard. It's a dope mower. Hey, get over here. But the motor for it, man, are like $2,000 to replace.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
So I was like, well, yeah, we're not going to do that. So we ended up getting a Toro, and it came with a trailer, nice little 5x8 trailer.
Nice.
Yeah, for like $1,600. So
really?
Yeah, guy hooked us up, and so I was like, yeah, Bubby wanted the trailer for his work, and
sweet.
It's just nice to have a trailer.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
So,
for sure.
Hey, Merle, if you need a trailer, bro, let me know. I got you, man.
All right, brother. Sweet. All right, man.
Well, yeah.
All
have
right.
a good night.
You too, partner. We'll talk to you. Peace out. All right, Facebook. Later.